Hello everyone, welcome again. In the last video, I already shared about the habits for the good vaginal health. So in the last video, I already talked about the things which we should prefer so that we can practice a very good intimate practices, or we can perform very good vaginal health with using all these habits which is good for our vagina. Okay, I already told you about 8 habits which is very important so that your vagina can have very good situation where it smells very good and it flourishing at their position. Okay, so in the next slide we are share I am going to share some guidelines by RCOG for vulvovaginal good health. Here RCOG meaning is that Royal College of Obstetricians and Gynecologist. So these guidelines you can read it about you can read it by yourself. These guidelines are the same which I already told you in the previous slide, that many women's, like you can see here, that many women's with a vulvar disorder need advice about vulvar skincare and how to avoid contact irritants. So all the guidelines which is provided here, it only told about, it only tells that we should care for our health, we should care for our vagina so that we can have a good health in future. Like if you are using your panties and like if you are using your panty, then you should clean them separately. You should never mix your inner wears with other clothes when you are going for wash, and you always use a very like you can say very mild type of soap substitute, so clean your vulva and your skin around the vagina. And you should always prefer shower rather than bath, and clean the vulva only once a day, so that and always when you are cleaning your vulva, that should be very mild, very with very soft hand. And you always use a very soft towel for the dryness, around your vagina, or you, like you should always avoid sponges. Many girls, what they do actually, they use these sponges to wash their vagina, so they always avoid sponges or flannels, and always wear very loose type of cloth, and mostly should prefer some silk cloth or cotton underwear. Cotton underwear is very preferable, and always avoid very close fitting cloth to wear. And the thing is that you should always sleep without underwear. It is very comfortable to sleep without underwear, and always use panty liners, sanitary towels on regular basis. Avoid these things like sanitary pads and panty liners on the regular basis. And you should always avoid antiseptics in the vulvar area. Many females, what they use actually, they use antiseptics in their vulvar area so that they can clean their vulva, but it's not a good method. You always avoid all this antiseptic, and you always wear white and light colored underwear. Dark textiles never use, it may cause allergy. And you always use avoid colored toilet paper. You always use white toilet paper. And always females normally wear nail polish on their nails, so it is very helpful if you are not wearing nail paint every time. So you should always varnish your nail paints from your fingers. Okay, and you always avoid fabric conditioners, and you always avoid a lot of soaps, sour gels, scrubs, bubble bath, deodorants. So all these things should be avoided if you want your vulva should remain very happy, very healthy. Okay, so all these guidelines are provided here. You can read it about you can read it by yourself. In the next slide, these are another type of guidelines which is provided by MECA for vulvovaginal health. And here MECA stands for Middle East and Central Asia. So these are the guidelines on female genital hygiene. So here it is written that all ages women require daily intimate hygiene to keep their genital area clean. Vulva is susceptible to contact dermatitis, which is a type of disorder. So take care to avoid contact with irritant. and always use a hypoallergic liquid that causes very less allergy or very mild allergy, which has a pH range from 4.2 to 5.6. And avoid bar soap and bubble bath, which are very like have a very alkaline pH, because I already told you that our vulva have a lactobacillus type of bacteria which is acidic in nature. So you should always use that type of soap which have less alkaline content, or like you should avoid those soaps or bubble bath which have more alkaline pH. Okay. And you can always like many female what they prefer vaginal dosing, but it is not a correct method, you should avoid it. And always wear loose fitting cotton underwear, as I said before. Change underwear frequently, never use your underwear repeatedly. And do not use talcum powder on your vaginal area. Always use it, not use it, use any perfume and deodorants sparingly after allergy testing. If any deodorants not causing any type of allergy, only then you can use it. And if you during your menstrual period, during your menstrual cycle time, you should always change your tampons and sanitary pad frequently, almost after every 3 hours. And before and after the intercourse, always cleanses your vulva from front to back. It is a technique that you should always clean your vulva from the front to back, not from back to front. Especially the clitoris and vulvar folds, you always wash it after intercourse. And do not cleanse the vulva vigorously or irritate the vagina. You should avoid all these things. You should use a very safe method for everything removal. And you should always use a safe method for the removal of your pubic hair, and take care to avoid sensitivity and scanning. And you should like you always wash your hands prior to children's genital care. Use a separate towels for the child. So it is very preferable method or preferable guidelines for any female to clean their vulva or female genital hygienic conditions. Okay. So in the next slide, I'll tell you about the social, culture, and religious influences over female in hygiene practices. In the part of world, there are different areas in our world, so different countries, and in every country there are lot of things which females use for their hygienic practices. Like if I talk about Afro-Caribbean immigrants, they are more likely to wash the vulva with bubble bath or antiseptic than Caucasian women. So these both type of women are comparing here. And Afro-Caribbean immigrants mostly prefer to wash the vulva with bubble bath and or antiseptic than Caucasian women. And this is consistent with the belief that rigorous body cleansing is necessary for health and well-being according to Afro-Caribbean women, right? But not for Caucasian women. And some Orthodox or some Jewish women, I'm not talking about any religion here, I'm just giving a reference according to which it is written here from the article. So some Orthodox and Jewish women, what they perform ritual bath, which is known as mikveh. And what they do, they usually perform ritual bath after their menstrual period or after childbirth to become ritually pure. Um, it is like supposed there that if the Orthodox Jewish women perform ritual bath after menstrual period or childbirth, only then they are ritually pure. And in the Muslim religion, Muslim faith teaches the bathing ritual called full ablution, which is known as ghusl for men and women, as an act of purification after sexual intercourse or menstruation. And in the Mozambique and South Africa, some women internally cleanse their vagina with lemon juice, salt water, or vinegar to eliminate vaginal discharge and treat sexually transmitted diseases. So they use very alkaline product so that they can treat their sexually transmitted disease, but it leads to another type of disease, that is bacterial vaginosis, which is due to very alkaline nature. Okay. So these are some foods which makes our vagina happy. Like first is cranberry juice, second is the sweet potato, third one is hot chilies, and the fourth one is avocados, apples, flaxseed seeds, and water. You can read it about all these things here, which is written here. Like cranberry juice is loaded with acidic compound that fight off bad bacteria. Cranberry juice can help you prevent and relieve urinary tract infection. If you are using hot chili, then it contains capsaicin, which improves your blood circulations and stimulates nerve ending at your clitoris. That's good for arousal. And if you are using sweet potato, then it contains high amounts of vitamin A, which is linked to fertility and can help strengthen muscles and tissues for healthy vaginal and uterine walls. And avocados, apple, flaxseed seeds, and water, they are all super healthy for many reasons. But for those who don't like and remember that these four can also help you stay naturally lubricated down there at your vaginal condition. Okay, and these are another product: dark chocolate, guava, kiwi, oranges, and green peppers, almonds, and pumpkin seeds, garlic. You can read it about these things in this slide with your own, so that you can have a deep knowledge about all these things. Dark chocolate is very high flavored kind, is a great source of antioxidant, and women who eat it at least square a day report increased desire and better overall sexual function. So this was all about this thing, and in the next video I will tell you about vulva vaginal products. So wait for the next video. Thank you, friends.